Hey everyone, this is the Maryland Prepper. Thanks for watching my videos. Today I want to show you my mobile comms unit. Holds my radios, my CB, and be able to carry that with me wherever I'm going, say camping, or if I have to get out during a disaster, I can take this along, get to where I'm going, set it down, deploy it within 30 seconds and have my comms up and ready to go. I built this homemade. I saw a couple of these online, not necessarily like this as a comms unit, but just as a power station. They're like, $200-300 for a small one. One that had a lot of power was like $1,500. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna build my own. So let me show you this thing, and then I'll open it up and I'll set my stuff up that I kind of built to go on here. You'll see what I'm talking about. So basically this is a aluminum case from Harbor Freight, okay, and then on the inside of the aluminum sheeting out here is a little thin layer of looks to me like Luan, like a little thin layer of plywood, and then I coated the inside with the rubber Flex Seal to kind of keep anything that I have in there from getting wet, so the whole thing's waterproof, but it also gives it that, I hope it acts as a Faraday cage in case something happens. My electronics inside won't get damaged, and I'll still have power, be up and I'll be up and running. So basically, it's got a lock on top. That's just how it came. Open it up. There's not a lot to it yet. You can add more. I don't have a need for anything else other than what I've got here right now. If I do, I can add some more stuff to it. But let me bring you in closer here. I have an on-off switch. A voltmeter tells me how much juice my battery has left. 110 outlet, 12 volt, cigarette lighter. And that's it as far as up here. You can turn the switch on. Tells me what I've got. I got 12.4 volts right now in my batteries. Underneath, this is something I engineered too. I found this little blue knob. It's a drawer pull, I guess. I don't know where it came from. I found it, and I took a piece of Luan to cut the fit here, and an old hinge I found somewhere, kind of rusty, but it gets the job done. Inside, let me show you. Get the camera here. 110 outlet underneath, as you can see. There's my voltmeter, and here are my leads coming down off my 12 volt cigarette lighter and the on-off switch. And then down here I've got 12 volt battery there, 12 volt battery there. They're 12 amp hour, which gives me, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 400 watt hours of juice in there when being fully charged. Down here is a 400 watt power inverter. Now this thing here will drain these batteries fairly quickly. I mean, depending on what you got going on. But I can plug 110. Any device you have that operates up to 400 watts, I can run off this, at least for a while, until the batteries die. I usually keep it off. I mean, everything's plugged up and hooked up, but if I want to turn it on, I just push the button down. Well, let me turn it on. Everything's on, boom. Now you can see my lights on. I can turn it off, and now nothing. Turn it on, and I'm not touching that because you're gonna get shocked. So anyway, that's what I've got going on there. And I've got some other gadgets in here: electrical tape, a little battery tester, and some clips here in case I need to hook. I can hook these batteries up, or I can get other batteries and hook up. I mean, there's you never know what you're gonna need. Out here, I've got a waterproof female cigarette lighter, and that is what my solar panel plugs into. And that's how I keep my batteries charged. So let me set this camera up, and I'm going to show you how I set up my CB radio and things like that, and you know, the whole purpose of this thing. So give me 1 second. Now, this CB radio came from Radio Shack. I think I bought it 10 years ago. I'm not even sure why. But anyway, I put it on this little wooden thing I made to be able to fit right over top that. So now it's, you know, not going to go anywhere. On the back side, I put a plate cover for an outlet or junction box there, and I screwed it fast to give me something metal that I can stick my antenna on. So that bad boy's not going anywhere. And then of course you can put your mic there. Now here's your cigarette lighter for the CB. You can stick it in there and bring you all close, make sure you can see this. Cover off, stick it in, turn the switch on, and now I've got power. Nothing. Not inside here, and not where I live. There's probably not too many people in CBs. And I'm not going to break any distance records with that antenna. I do have a 48-inch antenna that I can use, but it doesn't fit in this box. So this thing, you know, and I'm not trying to, if I ever have a need for this thing, I don't need a big antenna. I'm not going to try to reach, you know, 30 miles. So my radios, set them there and plug it in and turn the switch on. I'd have to turn the power inverter on, but turn the switch on, I'm ready to go. I've got that. So you can plug anything into that thing if you want. Now, this is an insert that goes into the cigarette lighter there. It's top one's 2.1 amps for your iPad. The bottom one is 1 amp for your cell phone. So, boom, put that in there. Turn it on, and now I can charge, you know, my cell phone or your iPad or whatever. And I do have some connections here. This is I think this is for an old iPad. This one here is for like a Galaxy, and this one here has an adapter on the end for an iPhone or an iPad, you know, the newer iPads. Now let me show you. I showed you where I put where I hook my solar panel into. Let me show you the solar panel I've got. Now it gets the job done, but there's some changes I'm going to be making, and I'll explain what they are here in a minute. This is a little 7-watt solar panel that I think was picked up off of Sportsman Guide. I think it was like 20 bucks. It was really cheap. But all you do is, and I got like, I don't know, 10 feet of cord, maybe more. Open it up, stick it in, put it in the sun, you're charging. Now the good news about this solar panel, it's only 7 watts, you can stick it in there and walk away from it, and it'll charge your batteries, and it won't overcharge them. You don't need a charge controller with something that's only 7 watts. So my next project is I want to build a new case, new power station basically, that I can house all my stuff. But I want to get some new batteries, some thinner batteries. I don't have to go buy them this time, and a little bit more powerful. And then I also want to get they make folding solar panels, and I want to get one of those so I can keep my solar panel actually in the box. Because right now you can carry everything but the panel, so you got to carry that separately. I want everything. I want it all in one. And the folding solar panel that I'm looking at, I think is like 30 watt. Anything over 10 watts, you really need a charge controller so you don't damage your stuff. So my next case is going to have a built-in charge controller that would go, that this would go into, and then go feed my batteries. So other than that, let me show you how this stuff packs in here real quick, and then that'll be it. So you just watch along here. I can fit all this stuff in there with room to spare in case I want to add some more radios. If you got a group of, if you got 4 radios, you have a group of that, of 4 people or more, you can, you can actually put a lot of stuff in here. Put my light in. Now, important is the way that I had this set up to store away. Nothing is at risk of touching the on-off switch, so it just doesn't turn on when you don't know it, and then eventually wear your battery down if it's on for hours or days, and you don't know. Basically, get it, shut it, lock it down, right? Scroll the numbers if you want, and there you go. You have your case ready to go. So if you guys have any questions, if you need some, if this is something that you guys are interested in building yourself, it's fun to build, it's easy to build. It just takes a little time, but especially with salvaged parts. But if you have any questions, leave some comments below. Let me know if you need instructions on how I wired it together, or any questions on any of how any of it works. Hit me up at the bottom. Let me know. Other than that, I appreciate you guys' time. Please like, please subscribe, and wait for the next video to come out. I'm going to show you, a much more improved version of this. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. God bless.